We recently published a video about a pretty big issue with the Uber driver app, and then a few weeks later after that video was published, that issue was gone. Is Uber actually listening? And the issue in question was an auto logout issue. If drivers were declining too many rides in a row, the driver app would then automatically log them out, and then drivers would have to enter their credentials to be able to log back into the app. This auto logout was an annoyance in and of itself, but some drivers, when they tried to log back in, would see this screen, and I was one of them as well, where our login was being denied. I personally encountered this issue a couple times. Both times I was able to find workarounds, but some drivers weren't able to find workarounds and were logged out of the app for hours at a time. This was an annoying thing that was happening to me. I didn't think too much of it because I was able to find those workarounds. But then early last month, I was watching the Show Me the Money Club podcast with Chris and Sergio. They were discussing this auto logout issue. I had actually encountered the issue the day of, so it was top of the mind for me that day. Sergio had been reached out to by a driver that had encountered this issue and had been logged out of the app for hours at a time. He was one of those drivers that was logged out for an extended period. After having that issue that day and seeing that other drivers were having this issue by that driver's story and other comments that were made, I decided we should make a video on this issue. The video itself received a good amount of traction, so a lot of drivers were having this issue. I asked drivers to comment with their workarounds, how they worked around the issue, so there were a lot of comments on those. Then just a few weeks later, not sure if this was coincidental or not, that issue was gone. As I had said in that video, I really wasn't chancing being auto logged out anymore, so after I declined 3 rides in a row, I would typically just go offline. But I had noticed that if I was declining 3 rides in a row, that seemed to be a different warning screen that was showing up for me. When the auto logout issue still existed, this is the screen that I would see after declining 3 rides in a row. It would ask me if I was still accepting trips. If I chose got it, it would keep me online in driver mode, or I could sign out. And then if I were to decline the 4th ride in a row, then I would be auto logged out of the driver app. But now this is the screen that I see if I decline 3 rides in a row. It says still accepting requests, and what the driver app does is just take me offline after I've declined those 3 requests in a row. And then from this screen, I can choose to just stay offline, or I can choose to go back online. And I've encountered this a few times now. I've declined 3 rides in a row. I'll see that screen and I'll just say yes, go back online. So that auto logout issue seems to have been gone, at least for me personally, and that driver that reached out to Sergio said the issue is gone for him too. This is a much better way for the driver app to handle declining too many rides in a row. It just takes you offline and then it asks you if you want to go back online. It's not automatically logging you out of the driver app anymore. So this issue seems to be gone for myself personally and some other drivers, but what about all of you? Is it gone for you as well? I assume and I would hope that it is as well. This seemed like an instance where Uber was actually listening and they figured this out. They got it out of the driver app. They're not always listening. There are still, these are minor issues. There's still some minor issues in the driver app that I've seen for years. This in particular was a major issue, so I'm glad it's gone. But pointing issues out like this, commenting on our videos, watching Show Me the Money Club every Tuesday, reaching out to Sergio from Show Me the Money Club, this is how we can use our voices to possibly get some things fixed. Again, like I've pointed out in a recent video, I think the Uber driver app needs a major update, especially with upfront pricing now, and we've been overdue for that major update for a while. I'm glad this issue is gone. There's still some other small issues. The driver app does need to be updated, and I hope they update it soon. Again, leave a comment below and let us know if this auto logout issue is gone for you as well. Also comment with some other issues that you may be having with the driver app. Thanks again for watching and drive safe. Thanks.